First, we are working for you as many area students are making final preparations for a major statewide test.
That's right, and they know those three letters. The OGT, the Ohio Graduation Test, starts on Monday.
And we have learned that soon the test will be getting tougher. Some we spoke with fear those changes are too much too soon. Jordan Burgess takes a closer look at whether students will be able to meet the higher standards, Jordan, and what happens if they don't.
Well, already the Ohio House has passed a bill to try to delay those tougher graduation tests a year, but it's still being looked at in the Senate. So I called the Ohio Department of Education to find out if it feels students are ready and if schools are doing enough to prepare them. As students prepare for next week's Ohio graduation test, schools have had to do some cramming of their own.
They had so much scheduled for 14-15. It was like an incredible mountain of stuff we had to jump.
Next year, the state will begin to use different standards for its graduation and assessment tests. Known as Common Core, they're being implemented by states across the country. But some, like Springfield Superintendent Dr. David Estrop, think it's setting students up for failure.
Let's slow down the implementation of the assessments and some of the consequences.
Estrop says some projections show only a quarter of students will pass some of the tests. So we called the State Department of Education to ask if it thinks students are ready for the new standards. Do you think the state is prepared for this switch that begins next year?
I think we are becoming prepared for that. You know, right now we are going through a series of field testing. This spring we'll be doing field testing.
But what about schools? We wanted to know if they're doing enough to get students ready for the new tests. What about those who would say, why aren't the students prepared for these higher standards?
Well, because the old test measured different standards. It measured different things.
Estrop says he doesn't have a problem with the new standards, but compares the speed of the switch to raising a basketball hoop in the middle of the game.
Current hoop set at 10 feet. If you move it to 15 feet, my guess is even the best are going to have some trouble to adjust to that. And that's what we're experiencing here with these academic tests.
The other issue is that the tests will be given online. Some districts will have to add more computers and broadband capabilities to administer them. Do you think that schools have enough technology or prepared enough to be able to provide those online without too many glitches?
I think most school districts will be able to do that without any glitches. And paper copies are an option. Now, the state has delayed one test, a PSAT, a year, and Estrop says the test to measure third grade reading will stay largely the same next year. We'll be watching to see if legislators decide to move back those graduation test changes another year. Jordan Burgess, 2 News, working for you.